Welcome to Jack Wiley Disc Golf. Look what arrived in the mail. Today, we are opening and playing with the Team Series box. The rules are, we will pick a disc from the box, each hole, and we have to play with that disc for the entire hole. There's 10 discs in the box, so after those 10 discs are up, we will get to choose between the discs and to play the last 8 holes. Today, let's have some fun. I have not opened this box. It is open, but I had to get some other discs out. But I have not seen what is inside, so I'm just gonna take whatever is off the top. We have a Kristen, here, wait, let me take the plastic off. We have a Kristen Tartar Pure in the Zero Medium Orbit plastic. This is really cool, I like this. The Pure is a 3-3-1-1, and we are going to try and throw it on hole number 1 at Westside in Marble Falls, Texas. Let's see it. I love the plastic on this, by the way. It's a Zero Medium Orbit. That's really good. Okay, so I just want to mention that we are in the same exact spot as my intro video. I think that's hilarious. All right, Kristen Tartar Pure. For the par save. Oh, geez, that's so floaty. Did I mention that I'm working on my putting video? Come on, wind. All right, let's try and make this putt. This is getting bad. Finally! Oh my gosh. That was a birdie to a double bogey. Welcome to Jack Wiley Disc Golf. Time to bag the Kristen Tartar putter. Sorry, Kristen, I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name, but it is a lovely disc. Okay, next up is the Ricky Wysocki 2-time world champion harp. I've never thrown a harp. It is a 4-3-0-3. Let's see how it throws. It's not the best hole in the world for it, but it is, I've heard it is an awesome disc, so let's see it. So this harp went about 260, which is pretty awesome, but we are going to be throwing it again. Kind of just gonna let it turn in. That's a great shot. This wind is really struggling here. It's gonna make the hyzer go even more left, for me left at least. Okay, I made a putt. All right, that was a good birdie. Next one, let's see what we get. This is a Kristen Tater 2023 Grand Slam U.S. Women's Disc Golf Champion. What's the disc? Oh, this is a Rive. So can't remember. Is it overstable or? I think I'm gonna throw this on a forehand. Let's see it. The basket's in the B position, so I don't know how well this is gonna go. I'll take that. So, I learned that this Rive is a 13.503.5. That's why it was so beefy on that forehand that I chopped over. So this putt should be pretty fun. I actually have no clue how I'm gonna do this. Oh, well, it's arrived, to be fair. Par! Okay, next up is the Ricky Wysocki Enforcer. This is a 12-4, 0.54. So this will be pretty beefy. Yeah, let's give it a throw. This is a great hole for it, so let's give it a rip. Oh, that's so beefy. I think it's long, but it is very overstable. This is a 14-yard shot, so it's probably gonna be a 42-footer. Let's give this a run though. Definitely gonna need to put this on some Anheuser. Dang. Okay, a little short of a putt, but I'm gonna try and make this one as well. Oh, I doinked it. No! Dang it. Just tap this in. I am +2 through 4 holes. This hole, we have if I can get it out of the box, a Supreme Trespass. I do not know what the flight numbers on this is, but it seems to be a high-speed disc, maybe like straight to overstable. I'm not that good of knowing that, but let's give it a throw. But let's give this a throw. I think I'm just gonna throw it straight to Anheuser and then let it turn off. I did not throw it straight to Anheuser, but it's okay. My cameraman has recommended me a thumber, so let's try it, I guess. It's pretty big for a thumber, but even just on a backhand or forehand for a 12-year-old's hand, I do have probably above average sized hands for a 12-year-old, but it still feels kind of big. But let's try this thumber. It was good enough, right? Hopefully this won't spit it out. Bogey. Okay, next up is the Ken Kiefer Pioneer. This is not a beginner disc. This is in fact super beefy. So let's give it a throw and see how it turns out. I hit the tree. Go! Whew, just barely. So I just barely made it across this stream here, so I'm gonna throw a forehand, maybe on a little bit of Anheuser, but I'm gonna try and get it up on that hill where the basket lays. It's funny. That'd be good. We do not lay up on Jack Wiley Disc Golf unless it's like important. But I'm gonna try and go around the, I guess probably actually in the middle of the trees, try and turn it in with this overstable disc. Well, I missed my gap, but I'm gonna go tap that in. For another bogey. I am +4. Okay, this is number 7 at Westside Park in Marble Falls. We are +4. Let's see what the box has in store. +4 store, kind of rhymes. This is the Christian Tater European Open Champion Grand Slam. This is a, if I can actually find it. Okay, I found it. It is a Saint Pro. So this actually be a really good disc. It is kind of semi-amateur level disc. But let's give it a throw. Try and get it through the gap. Let's see how it is. See how it goes. That was very glidey, and it didn't act as overstable as I thought it would. Since this is an 8-speed disc, it is better for your average kind of intermediate player. But let's give this a putt. We always gonna run it on this channel. Whew. Let's try and make this putt for our par. Little squiggly things there. Should mess me up though. Might be the longest putt I've made today. But still though, that's in for the par. Alright. This is the Latitude 64 Explorer. I love this disc. This is one of my all-time faves. Let's give it a throw. Okay, this is in the Opto X plastic, but it is still a great disc for every level of player because it is a 7502 and it flies wonderfully. Let's give it a throw. Field goal. All right. Great tee shot there. Cameraman almost got hit with that one. But this one is going to be just a little hyzer up there. Let it turn back into the basket. Actually, probably more than a little hyzer, but let's give it a throw. That's a dot. Next disc in the box is the Westside Discs Pine. It is a 5402. Not sure who this is supposed to be for. Oh, Matty O. Very underrated disc golfer out there. But this is the Pine. Let's see how it flies. Hit tree. Some might say that a 02 is not the best for beginners, but I believe that this is good for beginners because it'll teach you how to throw a hyzer and then let it turn and maybe skip, or it can also teach you how to throw a flex or an hyzer shot and then to see that turn back, which is really important for a beginner to learn how to throw some good angles. Not as much hyzer as I wanted to throw it on, but that's still a great shot. My goal with this shot is to throw it on enough hyzer with enough speed so that it will turn left and then skip at the end to try and get close to the basket. That's long, but it's still a great. So the skipping that I just did, and you might see with some of my other shots, is called ground play. It is a very good tool that overstable discs will naturally kind of give, especially high-speed ones. It can be very useful for getting around corners, and you can see pros use it a lot because you can get really big left to right turns that almost come backwards. All right, you know the rules. We always run it. Oh, it's a horrible run. I promise I tried to run it. This is hole 10 at Westside, so you know what that means. This is the last disc in our box. All right. This is the Albert Tam. What is this? This is the Albert Tam Trust. It is a 5502, I think, and it flies really well. If you've ever watched Albert Tam, he's an awesome forehand thrower. So you know what I gotta do. Rip this baby off forehand, let's see it. Don't litter, guys. Always dispose of your trash properly. I know that you see all of your professional players use chalk bags, but sometimes just a little dirt will go a long way for your disc golf game. We're just gonna throw this on a little bit of hyzer, let it turn back in. It's too far, but it's okay. All right, let's make this putt for a par. Oh, okay. Well, that was probably the most pitiful par putt ever. We have completed the collection of all 10 discs. Now it is time where we get to pick our own shot and our own disc for each shot. So my first selection is probably going to be the Saint Pro for a turn. I could also throw my Pure, but I think I'm going to throw, actually no. Excuse me, let's go with the Pure. Let's throw a turn over here. This is awesome, by the way. I love this disc. Oh no. So it is very important to learn how to throw a putter at a very early stage in your disc golf game, because the putter is very straight, and most putters can be very straight to understable, and they can act as very good straight discs like in the trees, but it's very important for a beginner because that low speed will act as a better it'll act as a better disc that will do what you want it to. So for example, I didn't throw that putter very well, but it still went 200 feet and I'm in the fairway. So I'm gonna throw a Pioneer, and I'm gonna throw a big, here camera, I'm gonna throw a big spike hyzer all the way up there, and I'm gonna hope that it'll fade enough to go like almost straight down. And a tree. So the goal with the spike hyzer is to throw it as almost as high as you can and as much hyzer as you can, so that when it comes down, it's coming down straight. And so when it lands, it doesn't go anywhere. You want it to almost fold like a taco. Overstable approach because I can't run it. So I'm just gonna throw it on a forehand, try and get it close to the basket. Now that I've assessed my options, my Harp is probably gonna be my main putting putter because, as you saw in the first hole, the Pure did not treat me very well. I hope you could see me, but I'm going to throw a harp forehand. Try and let it turn back into the basket. Let's give it a shot. Stick with my harp, but this would be a very cool second birdie of the day with the professional discs. So, okay, wow. I don't know if you can see how that has played out, but that got very lucky. Let me go ahead and tap that one in for our par. In the basket. I'm going to throw the Ricky Wysocki Enforcer on a low hard skipper. Maybe a little bit of anhyzer, but I'm going to try and make sure that I throw it like Ricky. That thing is so overstable. That is a great example of what the disc golf world calls an overstable disc. An overstable disc is something that will want to be almost predictable in a sense to where it will always turn either to the left or to the right if you're throwing a right-handed backhand or a right-handed forehand. If you are throwing lefty, it will want to turn the opposite way. But an opposite would be an understable disc, which is a little bit more like unpredictable, but it will turn, if you're on a backhand, it'll turn to the right, forehand will turn to the left. Okay, all right, we've got a basket cam set up, so let's try not to hit the camera. It's too far, but let's try and get it in the chains. Excuse me, wrong putter. That would've been bad. That's a par. I'm gonna throw the Albert Tam Trust, and let's see how it flies. I'm gonna try and throw it down that path right there. Oh, bad tree. Oh well, you know the deal. Always running. In the basket. Harp. Let's give it a try. Good tree right there. That'll be good. That was a great shot and a great skip off that tree. Thank you, tree. But you know what time it is. That's a par. I'm gonna throw my Saints Pro. Try and throw it flat and it'll keep it straight and then fade off at the end. Let her rip. Let's see how it flies. That's a nice reliable fade with a good glide. Throw my Laurie Leitonen Explorer on forehand and then let it turn back to the basket, which is right over there. Oh, I just dunked it into the water. Oh, I did it. Very lucky right there. You know the deal. We're always gonna run it. There we go. again. Let it turn back in. What's the wind doing? Let it turn back in on a forehand. Because the wind is going that way, I like to keep it so it'll force it down into the ground. Oh, it's short. That's okay though. You know what it is. That was a par, and I am 4 over now. Okay, I hope you can see me from up here. I'm gonna be throwing my Saint Pro. Let's let it rip. Acting overstable because of the wind. That's okay. I'm throwing my Saint Pro again. It is reliable but throwable, so that's why I'm using it so much. Dang tree. All right. Since I got the best lie in the world, obviously, I'm gonna get up in the tree. Oh, my shoe came off. I'm gonna get up in the tree and I'm gonna throw a roller. Turn back. Turn back. Sadly, the basket cam had to return, but I am going to try and run this with my pure. Let's do it. You know what we're gonna do? I started off with the pure. I'm gonna end it off with the pure. Hopefully end it off. But please, wind, don't do anything stupid. No! Well, I was +7, and I was +4 going in 18, but we don't talk about that. But I was +7 using the Latitude 64 Pro box. So please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.